Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a review/thought video. And this one is going to be somewhat of a double review/thought. I want to give my take on Hulu's Sandland, the series that I just finished watching on Hulu VI on Disney Plus, which also brings me into another thing I do want to talk about is my thoughts on Hulu content on Disney Plus or Hulu on Disney Plus in general. And we'll get started with the first one, which is going to be about Hulu's Sandland, the series. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out though that Hulu's Sandland, the series is rated TV PG here in the US though. Now when the name Akira Toriyama, I apologize for not saying that name correctly or anything like that. Most people recognize him from the Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball Z series, which is, while I may not have been a huge fan of that series, I don't deny the fact of how that anime really blew up here in the US and everything like that. And it's been like a fan favorite for a lot of folks out there. But he's also helped out with other series or done others as well, including the Dragon Quest series from Square Enix and everything like that. And sadly, of course, he passed away, I think this year and everything like that, which is really unfortunate considering the impact that the Dragon Ball Z series has had, though. So it was sort of interesting to hear that one of the series that he worked on, or what's considered by many anime and manga fans as an underrated series, Sandland, was coming over here to the West, and it was being handled by Hulu. They also, I think, Bandai Namco recently released a video game for it on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S and everything like that. And so I decided to watch the series myself, though, since there were like 13 episodes of it, though. And after watching all 13 episodes, I will say I did come away with this show very pleased with what I saw and everything like that. Although, depending on the pace of the show, you may or may not like how it turns out and everything like that. So for Sandlands, I'm going to break it down into what I like and what I didn't like, mixed or not 100% sure about. In terms of what I like, though, I will say that I definitely like the art style for the show and everything like that. I like how it still maintains the look for, the creator of the Dragon Ball Z series, that looks and style that he's been known for, while still going for sort of a 3D graphical style to it, which is a little bit different than, say, the classic anime with its, hand drawing or 2D style approach and all. So I definitely like how they were able to maintain that look, maintain that Dragon Ball Z look while going for a 3D graphical look and everything like that. The other thing I do want to point out is I do like the story for Sandland. I do like the dystopia or the world with it. You have like Sandland and Forestland and everything like that. As in the first couple episodes, it's basically to find like this spring or anything like that, in terms of, water being very scarce and everything like that, and the king of Sandland basically, charging outrageous prices for water, to eventually the demons and the humans of Sandland taking on an angel and all, which just basically staged a coup and took over Forestland and basically has it out for demons and all that stuff. So it's an interesting story, and I definitely like how it was told throughout the Sandland series. And last but not least, I would say two of my favorite characters for the Sandland series are Thief and Beelzebub, if I'm saying the name correctly, are certainly my favorite character. The demon kid, Beelzebub, in terms of him liking video games and his strength and his attitude and everything like that. And Thief, which looks like a very short, let's just say, Santa Claus to a certain degree and everything like that. So I will say, I basically like the interaction with these two characters, and also I will say those two are my favorite characters in the Sandland series, though. As far as what I don't like and mixed or not 100% sure, this one's going to come down to your preference and taste, ultimately. And a lot of it is the pace for Sandland series. It's going to be different than, say, how it is in the Dragon Ball Z series, which anybody who's watched Dragon Ball Z knows how fast-paced that show can be in terms of the fight scenes and everything like that. And I will say, you're not exactly going to get that in Sandlands or anything like that. While there is one scene in particular that I thought, yeah, this is kind of similar to what I would see in Dragon Ball Z in general. The majority of it you're not going to see anything like that. At least that's how I saw it, to be exact. For some, that might not be a bad thing at all, but for others who are hoping for like the fast-paced, what they see in Dragon Ball Z in general, might be somewhat disappointed depending on your preference and taste. I will say I do feel like the pace of the show tends to feel much closer to, say, like the Dragon Quest video games, at least in my book and all. Overall, I would say I did enjoy Sandlands. I thought it was a really neat anime, and I'm happy to see that Hulu was able to help, develop this and bring this over. To be exact, though, even though it may not have the same kind of the way Dragon Ball Z does, it still was a fun one. Still enjoyable show, nevertheless. At its best, though, it still maintains the art style that Dragon Ball Z fans like, while going with a 3D graphical art style. The story is interesting, at least in my book. And Thief and Beelzebub, again, I apologize if I'm butchering that name, are certainly my favorite character. But at its worst, for those who are hoping for a fast pace like what Dragon Ball Z is known for, might be a bit disappointed with this one if you were hoping for that kind of approach. But in either case, though, I definitely enjoyed this one, and I would be open to seeing like any of the other maybe series that the creator of the Dragon Ball Z series worked on. Maybe that getting an anime adaptation, that would be nice if that does happen. It remains to be seen if it does, or whether any other like Netflix or Hulu or any other streaming service picks it up. But in either case, though, I did come away enjoying Sandlands, the series and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2 of this video, and I want to give my thoughts on Hulu content, or Hulu in general, on Disney Plus. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of this double review / thought video. And for this one, I want to give my thoughts on Hulu and Hulu content on Disney Plus now and everything like that. Now, ever since, Disney bought Fox and everything like that, they've basically have owned like a certain part of Hulu and all. And for the most part, though, there was back and forth of whether Disney would sell its share of Hulu or whether they would continue keeping it and everything like that, especially buying it from Comcast and everything. But in the end, they ended up buying their share and owning pretty much Hulu and Disney Plus and all. And up to this point, though, both apps were pretty much separated between the stuff, though. Disney had their own content there to a certain degree. Hulu had their own content, though. But it was also different in, say, like other countries out there where, unlike here in the U.S., though, compared to how it is in the U.S., other countries that have Disney Plus and everything like that could access Hulu content and everything like that, though. So it was kind of interesting to hear, basically, talks about now bringing Hulu content over to Disney Plus and everything like that. And I will say, after seeing the stuff and seeing all the Hulu content come over there, I will say it is sort of an interesting idea, and it does certainly have its ups and downs of basically having Hulu content available on Disney Plus and everything like that. So for this one, as always, we're going to break it down into what I like and what I didn't like, mixed. I'm not 100% sure about. In terms of basically what I like, I will say the idea of having Hulu content on basically Disney Plus is certainly nice, and it kind of, in a way, does make it helpful in terms of basically you won't be able to have to switch between 2 apps if you don't want to. Like, I'm able to get, like if I wanted to watch FX, Shogun, I can watch that, access that on the Hulu part of Disney Plus, or even put it on my watch list on Disney Plus and everything like that, to even, Hulu originals, whether it's, Hulu animes that I watch, or any other shows. Like, they have basically, let's see. Oh yeah, they basically have, like FX shows like What We Do in the Shadow, To the Strain, and everything like that. They even have, Hulu's like Only Murder in the Building, and I'm watching, that show with Steve Martin and Martin Short in it and everything. So some of the having been able to access a lot of those content and everything, access to Hulu content on Disney Plus is certainly a nice welcome addition. And like I said, it's nice since you don't have to switch between the two apps or anything like that. As far as what I don't like or mixed or not 100% sure about this, as impressive as it is to see Hulu content on Disney Plus, there are some limitations to it though. Some of those limitations is that you won't be able to access, or at least at this time, Hulu Live TV on Disney Plus or anything like that. You would have to access that through the Hulu app and everything like that. And in terms of accessing Hulu's content on Disney Plus, the downside of this is that you need to be subscribed to Hulu in order to be able to access that content though. So unless you're subscribed to Hulu, or you have something like the Disney Bundle, which I have, which has Hulu Plus, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus and all, you won't be able to access the Hulu content on Disney Plus though. It is worth pointing out as of right now, ESPN Plus content isn't on Disney Plus at this time. That could change over time, but for right now, that isn't the case. It is also worth pointing out that depending on if you subscribe to Hulu, depending on whether you have the ad or the ad-free one, certainly will have an impact. So let's say you want to watch a Hulu content on Disney Plus, you could do that. But if you have the non-ad-free subscription, if you subscribe to that, you're going to see ads pop up for the Hulu content though. Oddly enough, I haven't seen that popped up for the Disney Plus one, at least based on when I subscribe to it. But for the Hulu content, yes, you will get ads on that one if you didn't pick the ad-free when you subscribe to Hulu or anything like that, or with the Disney bundle. And of course, you will have to adjust your content and parental control rating on Disney Plus in order to access some of the content from Hulu and all. Otherwise, depending on how you have that set up, you're not going to be able to watch basically any of those content though. So for example, when Disney was able to bring the Daredevil and Punisher show that was originally on Netflix and bring it over here to Disney Plus, those shows were TVMA. So unless you adjust the parental control, you won't be able to access. Same with any content rating though. So if you have it set where you don't get TVMA, you're not going to get any Hulu shows that are rated TVMA on Disney Plus. So a lot of that will depend on how you set your parental controls and your content rating settings on your Disney Plus. So yeah, there are some limitations to basically Hulu being on Disney Plus and all. Overall, I would say, I don't think this is necessarily bad or anything like that in any way. It is a neat idea and everything that they're doing here, at least here in the US and everything like that. However, there probably is going to be some difference between how the rest of the world has it, where some parts of the world have, Disney Plus with Hulu content compared to how it is here in the US and everything like that. At its best though, it's nice to see Hulu content there on Disney Plus. It sort of helped me set up like what shows I want to watch on Hulu. I could probably watch it on Disney Plus while leaving my Hulu content, like mostly animes that I watch right there on Hulu and everything like that. But at its worst though, there are certain limitations to this. As I mentioned, you don't get Hulu Live TV, you will need a Hulu subscription, and you will have to adjust the parental control and the content rating in order to basically get access to all of pretty much all of Hulu's content and everything like that. Still, it is an interesting idea that Disney is doing this, and I'm very curious to see over time how this will change and everything like that. Could over time they decide to actually put Hulu Live TV on Disney Plus? Could we see certain stuff? Could we see basically ESPN Plus or ESPN make its way onto Disney Plus or anything like that? So it's going to be interesting over time to see if Disney decides to make some changes to that or not. But overall, I would say it's not a bad idea that they're doing with this. I'm certainly not against the idea of Hulu content being on Disney Plus, but do be aware that there are some limitations to this, and that's something you might want to keep that in mind and all. Okay, this concludes my video review / thought on Hulu's Sandland the series and my thoughts on Hulu content on Disney Plus. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Sandland the series from Hulu, though? Did you enjoy that show by any chance, though? Do you like the setting and the story to it? Are there certain characters you liked in general? And do you think they should do more shows based off of maybe other series that the creator of the Dragon Ball Z series has made? Do you think those should get another shot and maybe get an anime adaptation or something like that? And what are your thoughts about Hulu content on Disney Plus? Do you think this is a smart move for Disney to do, though? Do you think it was a bad move on their part? Do you like? Are there things about them putting Hulu on Disney Plus you think that they're doing right? Are there things that they are doing wrong for it, though? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I will appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal me or Patreon or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, so you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!